every single day, every single person is presented with a choice. I did my MBA because I was sick and tired of working with people like Peter, who was so far past me from an educational perspective. I'm not afraid of the limelight. I enjoy being center stage, which means my reputation should be going before me. I went to 9 schools, and my upbringing was probably as stable as playing table tennis on the Titanic. If you're going to make complete mess ups, that's okay. If you can still pay the bills, and you can still, you are operating from honesty, integrity, and with love in everything that you do, forgive yourself. That's the biggest advice that I can give to young business people.
Good afternoon, everybody, and a very warm welcome to Daniel Robus. It's our weekly Learning Your Lunchtime webinar. So we have sort of a different type of session every week. Happy Valentine's Day weekend to everybody. So you can see us all I'm in my red Valentine's Day shirt. Of all my friends and colleagues, I think I shared on YouTube yesterday, he's the one guy that I would love to just, have on the show. And we've managed to get into his busy schedule. He does so much these days. And he's just such a popular figure. Your life rocks words of wisdom for everybody, just as you introduce yourself.
There's such a broad canvas, and I really miss seeing people face to face, and it's so lovely to connect with you again. And I think the thing to start with is life rocks if you let it. And what that means for me is that every single day, every single person is presented with a choice. It's either yes or no, it's good or bad. It rocks or it doesn't. And it's your state of mind that gets you through that and which way your path's going to go. And we can see the very same situation and get 2 completely different experiences from it just by making a simple choice. I'm not the youngster on the block anymore. And people are often ask me about how did your career get to where it is? And I think they've missed the fundamental change that we've taken, which is you can go on a career. You can definitely walk the stairway to heaven or hell, but that's either up or down. You've given yourself a gift of time. And time's the only thing we all have in the same quantity. But you'd be amazed how much people like you, Pete, do in the same time that someone else has got, and they can't get off the couch. Joseph, it's a great question, and it depends largely for me on A, what your aspirations are, and B, why you're studying your MBA. So many people take an MBA as a way to get promoted or a new job. And all the studies come out that, the top ranked schools are going to get you X amount of salary or a door anyways. And I needed to do the MBA just to stand on it's just a ticket to the game. And living in Africa is something where I believe that you need to have an insurance policy. Your skills need to be relevant to the world, and you need to have a plan that if you want to move, people want you. And the MBA was one of those ticks as well, which says I can work somewhere else. And I have credibility to work in Europe, and I can work in the States or whatever. So everybody says that reputation is important. 4 were working on their reputation. So that quickly became the most important subject for me because, as you might see, I'm not afraid of the limelight. I enjoy being center stage, which means my reputation should be going before me, and you need to work on that. And how do you do that? So that was the most important and an unlikely left center subject that came from the MBA. I didn't even know it was a subject. I went to 9 schools, and my upbringing was probably as stable as playing table tennis on the Titanic. So I did not come from a traditional background, and I didn't have the backing of my folks in anything. So instead of going to varsity when everyone was going and studying and drinking and having a good party, I had to go to work. And it took me a very long time to get into tertiary education. And the MBA just short-circuited all of that. So I didn't do a BA, I didn't do an undergrad, I went straight into masters, and that was a steep learning curve for me. Take all the support that you can get, because you're going to be building a foundation for a while. Depending on what your industry is, there's different ways to shortcut that process of being a new business owner to being a business owner. And that new word goes away quite quickly. Experience is what you get just after you need it. So forgive yourself. That's the thing that I'll say. Just forgive yourself. You're going to make complete mess ups. That's okay. If you can still pay the bills, and you can still, you are operating from honesty, integrity, and with love in everything that you do, forgive yourself. That's the biggest advice that I can give to young business people. And the other advice is take advice. There's people that are available, like Pete, like myself, that have been around for a long time. Careful who you pay for advice, but be gentle with the people who are giving you advice for free. Because we've walked along roads, and we were the main characters in that walk. We're coming into yours and we're giving you advice just out of love, that we don't want you to make the same stuff ups. Now, my mother says a clever man learns from his mistakes, a wise man learns from someone else's mistakes. It's inexcusable to go into business without some sort of mentor these days, because they're so available and they're so easily contacted. And I'll tell you a secret. Most of us old guys want to help you. We want to help you.
Absolutely. So I've just asked Sayantha there for, the details of her business, because, I'm also all about action. And, Sayantha, we're going to put that out there, and we're going to put a link. And I want everybody today just to go follow that handle and share it. And let's help Sayantha today, just to get that visibility out there. And Daniel, just you've walked the journey. You started a couple of businesses. You've always struck me as just having that natural entrepreneurial mindset. I know you put in a lot of hard work. I know there were days when you had to struggle through as well, and you probably make it look easy. But just talk to us about walking out of varsity, looking at the corporate world, the business world. You were back there. You spoke about iFactory just now as a company that you work for, but people don't know is that you built iFactory. You're employee number one or number two or number three, and you built it up to a couple of hundred employees, sold it off successfully. So just, kudos to you. And what about the early stages, and I appreciate the encouragement and that to Sayantha, but what was your mindset, going into that? Did you always visualize yourself as getting to that next level and having the mentors and the sponsors and support that you talk about? But what practically were the steps that you took to have that success?
So if you write, I'm sure you've said to everyone out there in your coaching, if you write down in front of you on a piece of paper, and Sayantha, I want you to write this down as well, job, and put a dot between the J and the O. And the job stands for just over broke. And when you start your own business, you get so much more than just starting a business. You've bought yourself freedom, but more, you've bought yourself a means for generating wealth. And that was one of our principal foundations, is we're going to find something that we do well, and we're not going to do anything else. And we were working all the time on the mantra of, is that what we're working on? We read Good to Great. And there's a plethora of books out there about how to start your business. I recommend that you have a something that you can build on when it comes to running the business. I'm not talking about the service you offer. If you're getting into photography, that is a means for your business. That's what you hang your coat on. But the structure of your business is one of service delivery. It's one of financial services. It's something about that. And then you need like this foundation that you tie into it. And we took Good to Great, and Good to Great's principle is, what do we do better than anyone else? What the difficulty is not in those first 6 months or year. Pete. It's when you start being successful and people are noticing, then they think that you can do other things, and that's the cardinal sin.